Hey guys, Carlos the insurance guy here. Just wanted to make a quick video on, what I go through in the process of talking to a new client, asking them questions, gathering their information, figuring out what their situation is, and leading them in the right direction. First thing we need to know is we need to know the city, state, and zip code. You have to have that information ready because insurance is really about the area that you live in. All the premiums and provider fees, they're all going to be based on the area that you live in. So for example, if you live in the Chicagoland area where there's a hospital every 3 blocks, then insurance companies and hospitals are competing for your business, and that might drive down the premiums for insurance plans, and might drive down the cost of some services that that some providers provide you because they're trying to compete with everything else. Now, if you live in rural Wisconsin where there's a hospital every 50 miles, then it's like the hospitals have the option to charge you whatever they want because they can, because where are you going to go? The next hospital is 50 miles down the road, right? So city, state, and zip code is very important. Obviously, birth date, and if you are a tobacco user or a non-tobacco user. Now, some insurance agents might say, are you a smoker or a non-smoker? Well, you can be a non-smoker, but you still chew tobacco. You are a tobacco user. So the real question is, do you use tobacco? Okay. And then, so city, state, zip code, tobacco, and the county that you live in, obviously. Okay. Birth dates. And that's pretty much it. That is all the basic information somebody will need to go ahead and start the shopping process for you. Okay. What I say is, okay, we have all the basic information we need to start the shopping process for you, but now let's get a little bit more personal. Everybody has their own reasons why they're looking to get health insurance, and there's a million different carriers out there with a million different plans each, right? So everybody's situation is different, so let's talk, right? I want to know, when was the last time you had health insurance? I want to know when the last time you had health insurance was, because if you lost minimum essential coverage like an ACA plan, also known as an Obamacare plan, within the last 60 days, then you're eligible to get another ACA plan if that's what you're looking for. Okay. If you didn't lose it within the last 60 days, then we're going the non-Obamacare route, which could be short-term major medical plans or fixed benefit plans. Okay. The next thing I want to know is, how's your health? How are you doing? Do we have any major pre-existing conditions I need to know about? Anything going on with you at the moment? Any medications that you're taking, or any specialists that you're seeing? If so, then I want to know what's going on, because if it's a major pre-existing condition, then we have no other choice but to go with an ACA plan, or also known as an Obamacare plan, because they cover pre-existing conditions, no questions asked, right? If you're perfectly healthy, rarely ever go see the doctor, you just need to get health insurance just in case something happens to you, or you can't afford the super expensive Obamacare plans, then we're going with a non-Obamacare plan. We're going with a short-term major medical or a fixed benefit plan. So I want to know how your health is. Okay. The next thing I want to know is doctors and hospitals. Are there any doctors or hospitals that you just can't live without, that we need to make sure that accept the plan that we're looking at? Because the client can care less where they're making their payment to, who's collecting the money. They just want to make sure that they can go see the provider or the hospital that they've been seeing for their entire life. So that's always number one, and that is probably the number one problem that we're having now at the moment. Post ACA, or during the ACA, because all the networks of doctors and hospitals have been cut down. They're very, very limited. So that's very important. On the non-Obamacare plans, it's usually not the case. They usually have a large network of doctors and hospitals where we can go anywhere we want. So we have to look at that. Once we got that, that's pretty much what I'm looking for. I just want to make sure that, if you're eligible for an ACA or Obamacare plan, I'm asking you, when's the last time you had health insurance? I'm asking you about about your health. I want to know if we're going ACA or if we're going non-ACA. I want to know if there's any particular doctors and hospitals that you just can't live without, because I want to make sure that we're finding the right plan. Once I got all that, then we can start working the magic. We start looking at all the different carriers in your area. I'm not going to say that I'm appointed with all the carriers in the United States. That is impossible. If somebody tells you that they're appointed with all the carriers, that's just not true. It's impossible. As an example, in North Carolina, Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina is a big carrier down there, but I live in Illinois. My resident state is in Illinois, and they don't allow non-resident agents or brokers to be appointed with them. You have to live in North Carolina, so a lot of the carriers work the same way. So my job is just to show you the best that's available for you in your area. I present it to you, I tell you how it works, ins and outs, and you decide if it's something that's right for you. So when I find the plan, then we start breaking down what all the numbers mean. I give you the name of the carrier, I give you the deductible, the co-insurance, the out-of-pocket. If there's co-payments, I give you that, and I break it all down for you. When we're talking about ACA plans, the general rule of thumb is that all pre-existing conditions are going to be serviced. It doesn't matter what pre-existing condition that you have. Okay, you're going to have benefit for pre-existing conditions. All preventative care is covered at 100%. So there's certain CPT codes that doctors use that are coded as preventative. So usually your annual visits, immunizations, if you're at that age where you need a mammogram, a pap smear, a colonoscopy, all that preventative care should be covered 100% by an ACA plan. That's the law. Okay. You get maternity benefits with ACA plans. You get mental health benefits with ACA plans. They're required to give you prescription drug benefits. Those are some of the 10 essential health benefits that are required by law that a non-ACA plan won't have. The non-ACA plans can be good for somebody because they are, relatively half the cost of an ACA plan, or maybe a third of the cost, right? They seem to be the same type of insurance that has always existed since the beginning of time, since before this whole ACA law was put into effect. The only thing is that you got to qualify for those plans. Not everybody can get them. They ask us medical questions. You can't have some severe pre-existing conditions, like diabetes or COPD, cancer, things like that. If you had one of those things, amongst other, conditions, they wouldn't give us the plan. We wouldn't qualify for them. So think about it like a healthy group of people. If you're relatively healthy, we can get them, and because you're healthy, the premium is lower. Okay, that's one. They don't cover things like maternity and mental health. So if you are pregnant or you need to go see your psychiatrist, the short-term major medical plans, the non-Obamacare plans, are not the right plans for you. But relatively healthy and no pre-existing conditions, rarely ever go see the doctor, you want a great network of doctors and hospitals, and then a short-term major medical plan or a non-Obamacare plan is going to be perfect for you. Okay? So once we get all that, break all that down to you, it's up to you to decide if it's something that you feel comfortable with and if you want to do. I hope this video has helped out a little bit of, understanding a little bit more about the research and what I do to help you find the right plan. Like I always say, it doesn't hurt to have an expert on your side, so don't hesitate to reach out to me or my team. If you want to talk one-on-one, we're always here for you. Okay? Thanks for watching, and I hope to talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.